Ron Lawson here, and we have another very special bike. Yes, this is the Fantic Xe300 two-stroke, and it's for real. This isn't a gray market bike, and it's definitely not a rebadged Yamaha. Central Powersports Distributing is now the official Fantic importer to the US, and this is the first bike they uncrated. It is an official 2025 model, although 2026 models are right around the corner. First, we have to clear up a lot of confusion. Fantic is an Italian motorcycle company and is not a subsidiary of Yamaha. Fantic goes way back in the trials world and even earned the 1985 and 1986 World Trials Championship. The confusion exists because Fantic has a history of purchasing motors from the European Yamaha distributor for some models. This is not one of those. The motor is made by Motari, Minarelli, and Bologna, which is owned by Fantic. It's brand new and has technology that is as advanced as anything in the two-stroke world. The frame and swing arm, on the other hand, were purchased through that Yamaha Europe connection. They view Yamaha like they would any other supplier, such as KYB suspension, Excel rims, or Nissan brakes. The motor looks like nothing else. It's an electric start two-stroke with fuel injection, oil injection, and electronic power valve. The gearbox is a wide ratio 5-speed. It has multiple maps and traction control. Obviously, this is no Yamaha. Even the parts surrounding the frame are 100% Fantic. The airbox, the bodywork, the fuel tank. That tank actually has a separate filler for the oil injection right next to the fuel filler. Also, the KYB fork and shock are not the proprietary units found on the Yamaha. They were purchased directly from KYB. We had the bike in our clutches for only 10 days, but we did manage to put some time on it. We even raced it in a round of the Western Hare Scramble series. Let's start off with the basics. No one should be surprised when we say it handles a little like a Yamaha. The frame comes from the era when we considered Yamaha the best handling bikes in motocross. They were stable and predictable, and we would have been delighted if Yamahas had never changed. But handling is just as much a product of suspension and power delivery as it is frame geometry. So the Fantic has a distinct personality of its own. The suspension is much softer than that of a YZ250X. That bike has one foot in the MX world and the other in off-road, whereas the Fantic is 100% made for tight technical trails. In the Hare Scrambles, it was exceptional in the rocks. Between the old-school Yamaha stability and the cushy suspension, it could not have been better. The race course also had motocross sections, and even there, the bike was super stable, just understandably soft. And that motor, it's awesome. It's absolutely nothing like the YZ. First of all, it's more powerful everywhere, bottom, middle, and top. Down low, it has that same character that we've come to expect of all 300cc two-strokes. That means it works well at preposterously low revs and then climbs to a very good mid and top. It might not be as snappy down low as some of the other two-strokes we've ridden recently, most notably the Riehu MR300i. That one is in my head right now because we simply rode it last week. It was definitely smoother with its counterbalanced motor. The Fantic is a little buzzy and rough, but it makes more power in the middle and more power on top. I can't say right now how it compares to the KTM 300XC because we don't have one right now. We will say, though, that the KTM hits a little too hard and is more difficult to control in its most aggressive map. We spent most of our time in the Fantic's aggressive map and loved it. The mild map just seemed to shave power off the top without offering anything in return. We did not explore the traction control, which apparently has multiple levels. That's for next time. This is the first one in the country, and we were told to expect some teething issues. Fantic had to come up with an all-new map in order to run on U.S. fuel. In Europe, mid-level pump gas is 98 RON, which is equivalent to about 94 octane in the U.S. We had no trouble at all. It ran great, it never detonated, it never knocked. We did experience some problem with cold starting, and we even fouled a plug on our first day. We later discovered that it was the wrong spark plug. With the US map, it's supposed to have a BR7ES. We had a 9 in it, which is far too cold. The only other negative was something we didn't even notice when we rode the bike. At the end of the test, we drained the fuel and discovered it weighed more than we suspected. It was 247 pounds. Never would have known. Despite that, what an amazing bike. This is a great time to be a two-stroke fan with new bikes hitting the shore, it seems like, every month. None of them are cheap, of course, with all the new tariffs and whatnot. The Fantic Xe300 will carry a price of $11,599. That's about the same as KTM and Husky 300s. We had to give this bike right back, but we're hoping to get a 2026 model for long-term testing very soon. So check back at dirtbikemagazine.com and look for all those other 300s right here on Dirtbike's YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.